Hey guys, I'm just about done with Bo's quad here, or at least all the stuff he sent me to put on it. I really enjoy building a quad like this when it's new. When it's new parts, oh it's great. This was a hell of a build here, hard to do, but I enjoyed it. So anyway, you guys see I do a pretty nice job. If anybody wants a quad built, you want to get the parts and have me to build it, just hit me up, brother. We'll work some kind of deal out. Whoever it is, as long as I know you. I don't mind. I enjoy building them. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, brother Bo, I'm starting on your motors and stuff this morning. I talked to Runcam last night for a couple hours, emailing them back and forth on that Runcam 5 I've got. I'm recording with it this morning, so undoubtedly maybe we've got it fixed. So anyway, I thought I'd show you a little bit of this soldering here. Soldering's simple. You just got to have a darn good hot iron, really good tips, and really good rosin core solder. I buy my solder from the welding place, or I use this kind of stuff right here. This stuff works really good. It's because it's real small. You can get this from Walmart in the automotive department. There we go. Put a little dab more right there. So if you're watching this video, that means that the camera's recording. What they told me was wrong. Okay, brother, here's what they said. They said I had corrupted my memory card because, for one thing, I used to record in 1080p on this camera and 1440, but it goes up to 4K. And I just use regular Walmart memory cards like ONN or SanDisk. Anyway, they're class 10 memory cards, but undoubtedly they're not good enough. And so when a couple of weeks ago I started trying to record in 4K on this thing because I wanted to take videos like this and I wanted them to be real clear. Well, undoubtedly those memory cards won't write fast enough. The camera's trying to send out too much message too fast and the memory card can't keep up. So that's why sometimes it'll record, sometimes it won't. Most of the time I just get the video will be there, but it's like it didn't finalize. And so what they told me to do was take my memory card out and to reformat it, and don't format it in FAT32, format it in EX FAT32, and then set the allocation file to default. So I did that, and then they told me to put the camera back to 1080p and then try it again, and that solved all my problems. So they told me if I wanted to record in 4K I had to get a special card, a Samsung, a real expensive card, a Samsung use something. It's one of the best you can get. They said it'll write fast enough to record in 4K. It's not that important to me, so as long as it's working I don't care. I wanted to show you something else I did, brother. Let me move this right here on your quad this morning. Your O3 unit plugs in right there on this flight controller underneath right here. Okay, right in there. So I was afraid this wire was going to be in the way, and it was actually a little bit. This ground wire was in the way a little bit. So I don't know what kind of plug plugs in there from your O3 unit, but I found this plug that would plug in there, that was in the sack with the flight controller. So I plugged it in, and it would go, but it was rubbing right in the center of those wires, and we couldn't have that. So I heated up the ground wires, you can see, and bent it over to the side a little. So now it fits great. Shouldn't have any problems plugging your O3 unit right into there. We're gonna get you fixed up right, brother. and I wasn't sure stop camera, be still. I wasn't sure how you had these little plugs on the quad here. I know you showed me and told me you wanted them kind of in the center here where the arm widens out. The arm widens out right here. And I know you wanted the plugs kind of right there. You showed me that, I remember. That's no problem. But what I didn't know was, does the female or the male end go to the, which one goes to the motor and which one goes to the thing? So what I did was I went back and watched 2 or 3 of your old videos where you were showing your Tanq and your other quads, and if I'm looking at it right, which I believe I am, because there's writing on one piece of this and there's not on the other when you plug it together. And the way you have it, you have the male here, what I call the male. I don't know if it's the male or not, but you have this one here, from the best I can tell, on your motors. And then you have this one here on the wires that go to your ESC. So that's the way I'm going to do it, brother. And they're all going to be the same, so maybe. I'm pretty much done with it, I think, unless you're going to send some more parts. I mean, if you're going to send a buzzer or whatnot for me to put in, you need to let me know, and I'll hang on to it and do that when it gets here. So I put the motors on, and I Loctited them down. I put your connectors on like you wanted. I got the wires pretty much right. Everything looks slick. I got the feet. I got the feet on the arms out here. Got all the TPU in. I've got it all wired up, brother, except for all you need is a buzzer, an 03 unit, and a camera. And I'm not going to set anything up in Betaflight because it's not my quad, and I can't test it, so anything I do would be for naught because I wouldn't know if I got it right or not. Like what UARTs to put things on and all that, so there's no way of really knowing. But I tell you what, I have stuck a battery to it this morning to make sure everything was going to work, and the flight controller didn't come on. Scared the shit out of me. I thought, oh hell no. Have I done something, or are they both in a bad one? You know what I did? I didn't have the flight controller connected to the ESC. I didn't have that. I didn't have the wire hooked up. I totally forgot it. So anyway, I put the wire on. I hooked the two pieces together, which you gotta have to make it all work. And so let me show you, brother. Even you get motor beeps and everything. Everything works. Flight controller comes on and does its lights. All the motors do all the beeps. So you should be good to go. Now here's the other ESC you wanted me to wire up. Or well, you wanted me to tin the pads on, and I have, as you can see. And you wanted me to put you wanted me to put the rest of this hot and ground wire on there, which I did. And I put the capacitor on there. So I hope that's like you wanted it. So all that's done. So basically all this thing needs the 03 unit, camera, put the top on, some props, and you're ready to go and set it up in Betaflight. If there's anything else you want me to do, let me know. I got another question for you though, brother. This flight controller came with a bunch of extra cables and a bunch of 4-pin connectors here. These connectors are for the camera for analog video. But you fly HD, right? So if you don't need these, can I have them? Because I go through these 4-pin connectors a lot because my Runcam, my FPV camera that I use is a Runcam Swift. It uses a 4-pin connector just like this. So anytime I swap cameras or move cameras, a lot of times I have to cut wires and they just keep getting shorter and shorter, and I could really use them if you don't need them. But if you need them, I'll throw them back in your bag. I'm going to throw everything else back in the bag when I send it back. I sure the fuck hope this camera's recording. Damn. Well, Bo, I hope you like what you see, brother. You know I ain't gonna jerry rig some shit up. I'm gonna do it right if I'm gonna do it for you. I had me a watermelon monster today to drink and a good cigar, so I was in a good mood. I went out and flew a little bit earlier with one of my quads. I'm gonna take the other one out after I get through here. Get me a couple packs in on it. I gotta tell you, this quad was hell to build, no doubt about it. But it's a nice build once you get it done. It really is a nice build. But hell for it, you got to really study that son of a bitch before you start putting parts on it, or you'll screw something up. But I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed it. That's one thing about me. I'll bitch and moan when it comes to do the work, and I'll put it off a lot of times until I just have to. But once I start, I enjoy the shit out of it, especially when it's hard. When it's something like this flight controller and stuff. I've never used this flight controller in ESC, so I didn't know how it wired up. So I had to go do some research and find the wiring diagrams and all that and look everything up. And you know, I've never put a GPS in one, so I had to figure that out, and the wires and all. And I've never used a HGLRC receiver, so I had to figure that out. But hey, I enjoyed it. I mean, I almost enjoy building quads as much as I do flying them. Especially when there's nice parts like this, brand new parts. Most of what I do see is quad. You know, is used stuff. Most of what I work on is used stuff. I keep every part, even when it tears up. I keep it. Just maybe I could fix it or use something off of it later. So a lot of times, man, I'm having to cut wire. You know, wires have been cut before so many times, and I've got them pieced together in 2 or 3 places and all kind of crap. But working on something new like this is nice. I really enjoyed this. Well, brother, let me know if I can keep them 4-pin connectors, and let me know if you're sending anything else. And then we'll touch base again and see what you want to do. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned something, and y'all have a great day.